Seventh grade students, we are moving on to Unit 8. In Unit 8, we're going to be talking about solving inequalities. Before we actually solve them, we're going to talk a little bit about what they are and how to graph. So a couple definitions for you. An inequality is a statement formed by placing an inequality symbol between two expressions. So an equation in which when we put an equal sign between two expressions, an inequality is when we put an inequality symbol between the two. So if you remember from previous classes, our inequality symbols are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So we're putting one of those between two expressions. The solution of an inequality is the set of all numbers that produce true statements when substituted to the variable. When we're solving equations, our solution is just one number. For an inequality, it's a whole set of numbers. So moving on, let's look at how to graph inequalities before we worry about solving them. Our first inequality, we would say that x is greater than 2. So to graph that, I'm going to need to put 2 on the number line. So I'd have 1 on each side, 3 on the other side, 0, 4, etc. But I'm working on the 2. Since it's greater than, I'm going to put a circle here and draw an arrow to the right. It's greater than that number. If you look at the number line, all the greater numbers to the right. I'll come back to why that's an open circle in a second. For our second example, going over here to the right, we have x is less than 2. So I need a 2 on the number line. And then since it's less than, the line is going to go to the left. The arrow is going to go to the left, because that's where all the smaller numbers are. 1, 0, 2. Moving to the bottom line, we have x is greater than or equal to 2. So again, here's 2, 3, 4, 1, 0. It's greater than or equal to, so again, my arrow is going to go to the right. The difference is, since this one is equal to, it's a closed circle. And like I said on the ones before, it's just greater than or less than, no equal to, it's an open circle. Greater than or equal to is a closed circle. So that means when we come over to our last one, and we have x is less than or equal to 2. So again, put my point on the number line. It's less than, so it's going to go to the left, but it's also equal to, so it's going to be bubbled in. So closed circle to the left or less than equal to. The next part of the notes, we're going to work on writing an inequality. So the directions say to write an inequality to represent the situation for verbal sentence. So our first verbal sentence is a boat must be at least 24 feet long. So the keywords here are at least. When it's at least, that means that my number is actually going to be greater than or equal to. So I put B because I'm talking about the boat, but we're saying the boat has to be greater than or equal to 24. So it says at least 24. 24 is the least number. For number 2, it says 9 plus a number is less than 14. So that's pretty straightforward. 9 plus a number is less than 14. For number 3, it says a golfer's longest drive is 325. So the keyword there is long. It can't be any greater than 325. So I'm going to say that its drive is less than or equal to 325. I put the equal to part because it could be 325, but it can be less than 325. And then for number 4, again, pretty straightforward. It says 6 minus 18 plus a number is greater than 25. So I have 6 minus 18 plus a number is greater than 25. That's going to be my inequality. Moving on to the next section, it says checking possible solutions. We've done this with equations before. Basically, we're going to take the number that they give us, plug it into the variables. So the directions say tell whether the given number is a solution of negative 8 is greater than negative 17 plus x minus 14. So the first number we're going to check is negative 23. So I'm going to rewrite the problem and plug in negative 23 for x. So I have negative 8 is greater than negative 17 plus negative 23 minus 14. So I just need to start putting these numbers together on the right. So negative 17 plus negative 23 gives me negative 40. Negative 40 minus 14 is negative 54. So my inequality says negative 8 is greater than negative 54, which is a true statement, so negative 23 is a solution. On the next one, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm using positive 23 instead of negative 23. So I need to work out everything on the right side. So negative 17 plus 23 is 6. 6 minus 14 is negative 8. So my inequality says negative 8 is greater than negative 8. That's not true. So 23 is not a solution. If we flip over to the back side, you're going to do the same thing, but with 0 and 25. So I'm going to leave those two for you guys to try out. Their inequality is negative 8 is greater than negative 17 plus x minus 4. So just so you guys don't have to flip back. You guys try 3 and 4, see if there's solutions. In the next section, we get down to actually solving inequalities. And in part 1, all we're going to do is solve inequalities with subtraction and addition. So we do this the exact same way we solve equations. The only difference is you have that inequality symbol there to keep track of it. So my first one is m plus 8 is greater than or equal to 12. So I'm going to box and rewrite just like we did when we were solving equations. If you don't do this step, I'm not going to give you full credit. If you look at the left side where the variable is, we have m plus 8. We need to get rid of that 8. Since it's addition, we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. So we get m is greater than or equal to 4, and that's our solution. Now what that is saying is that m could be any number that's 4 or greater. So remember, when we have an inequality, our solution isn't one number, it's a whole set. Now the directions say to solve the inequality and graph the solution. So I need to draw my number line. We put 4 in the middle, add on a couple more here. And then it says m is greater than or equal to. The equal to part tells me that it's going to be a closed circle. It's greater than, which I'm going to go to the right. Alright, I'll leave number 2 for you guys. I'm going to skip down and do number 3. Again, my first step is going to be to box and rewrite it. So I need to rewrite x minus 8 minus 11 is less than negative 8. If you look at the left side where the variable is, I need to combine like terms first. So negative 8 minus 11 is negative 19. Now I have x minus 19, so I need to add 19 to both sides to get x by itself. So I'll get x is less than 4, and that will be my solution. So again, my answer is not 4, my answer is all numbers that are less than 4. And I need to graph that, so I draw my number line, 4 goes in the middle. It's less than without the equal to, so it's going to be an open circle, and it's less than, I'm going to draw my arrows left. I'll leave number 2 and number 4 for you guys to work on. The last part, or the last section in part 1, on a few challenge problems, it says solve the literal equation x. We call these literal equations, there just aren't any variables there. So we're trying to get x by itself. So for number 1, I'll do number 1 for you, and then I'm going to let you guys try 2 and 3. I'm still going to box and rewrite, because I'm still solving an equation. So a plus b times x equals c. So my goal is to get x by itself. So the first thing I need to do is subtract a from both sides. So I'm going to have bx equals c minus a. I'm just moving that a over because I want x all by itself. Now I have bx, which is multiplication, b times x. So to undo multiplication, I'm going to divide on both sides. I want x by itself, so I'm going to divide by b to get rid of it. So then x equals c minus a over b. So I did that first one. I'll leave the second to you. Again, they're probably pretty difficult, but I want you to at least try.